Assalamualaikum madam. Hi, my name is Nurhana Habibti Kamardin. 2019-2007-44 is my matrix number. Well, I am responsible for case study 1 with my partner, Larison Robi.
Hello, my name is Larison Robi and I'm going to settle study case 1 with my partner, Hannah.
Well, in this case, it involved a company that manufactures and distributes medical products or health products to the client, like hospitals.
Right. In addition, the client of Alpha PVT Ltd company is Good Health Hospital, and it is a very important client in the business. Other than that, the company has a very skillful sales representative with no bad records and the organization, but he was disliked by their own client.
Okay, so the client or the hospital said that the sales representative was not effective, so he told the manager to remove him or no business dealings happen between them anymore.
But the manager of the company had proof that the current sales representative for the Good Health Hospital has no negative records in his performance or in contribution in the organization or for the business.
And for your information, the problem occurs between the hospital superintendent and the sales representative. So we must help Mr. Nataraj to solve the problem professionally. Let's go.
There are 3 parties involved in this case, which is Mr. Nataraj as the manager of the company, Mr. Baven as the sales representative, and Good Health Hospital as the customer. So the one who is responsible for the case is Mr. Nataraj, as he is the manager of the company who manages Mr. Baven and Good Health Hospital.
Alright, so the first alternative that we have for this problem is Alright, so the advantages of this alternative is that Good Health Hospital and Alpha Company will be maintaining their business relationship, while the disadvantages is that Mr. Baban will lose his job. Alright, so the second alternative we have is Alright, so what are the advantages? The advantages is that Mr. Baban is a good employee, is an excellent employee, so the Alpha Company will not lose an asset. So meanwhile, the disadvantages is that the Alpha Company loses one important asset, which is Good Health Hospital. So alternative number 2 is declined.
The third option is Mr. Nataraj said, I will stop answering the call and act ignorant the whole period. The time will solve the problem. The advantage of this option is it will ease the burden of Mr. Nataraj, and he also able to focus on the other important tasks, and he also will able to spend more time with his family. And the disadvantage of this option is the probability of the problem to be solved is very low, and Good Health Hospital will become upset to cooperate with the company. The option number 4, I will try to get Mr. Baven and the hospital superintendent together for discussion and try to compromise over the differences. The advantage of this option is the factor of the issue will be revealed the truth, and Mr. Nataraj will be easily comfort their customer, and he also will redesign the new workflow between these individuals. The disadvantage of this option is where Mr. Nataraj will Mr. Baven's reputation will be affected, where the other clients may be difficult to put trust in him because of the rumors happen between the Good Health Hospital and Mr. Baven.
Last but not least, we have alternative 5. So the advantages of alternative 5 are no one have to lose job, no one have to lose clients, no one have to deal with personal differences, I mean Mr. Baban. So every party is involved in the case gain benefit. So meanwhile, the disadvantage is that Mr. Bhavan loses his chance to cooperate with top-notch organization hospital, which is Good Health Hospital. So the probability for us to choose alternative 5 is higher.
So the better solution that Mr. Naturat should make is to move Mr. Bhavan to a new and more significant project, develop new business in the newly formed sub-region, and Good Health Hospital will have no problem with that to replace Mr. Bhavan with a new sales representative. So this alternative is the absolute best for the three parties involved in the business, in the case.
Other than that, Mr. Bhavan will not lose his job as his service is still needed for the company to work. So, and then we should ask the top organization to promote Mr. Bhavan because he is good. So meanwhile, Good House Hospital will be replaced by new sales representative that is better in their perspective. Meanwhile, Mr. Nataraj as the regional manager can take this solution to make everything gets back to normal, so everybody gets benefit.
Hi, my name is Mio Izurul Haziq bin Muazzam, and today I am together with Nazaruddin.
Hi, I am Muhammad Nazaruddin Maula Rosli. I am settled the case study 2 with my partner Mio Izurul Haziq bin Mio. In this case, we have received an email from Sarah. Tells that she got problem with the education minister in the Papua Tuiwa that has delaying the process of supplying food to the school at Papua Tuiwa. From this problem, we should have the idea of solving it. How about Mio, what do you think is the real problem occur in this case?
Nazar, the real problem here is the education minister of Papua Tuiwa is delaying the process in hopes for a bribe. Thus, Sarah can't distribute the food to the local school because every schools are under Ministry of Education. That's why.
There is so sovereignty that is just not right. Thus, who are the parties involved in the case?
The parties involved in this case, firstly, is Sarah because she is the representative from international NGO based in the UK. Other than that, secondly, Education Minister itself because everything need to go through with the education minister. And last but not least, thirdly, is the executive committee in London because they are the one who will give ideas to Sarah on what she should do in order to settle these problems.
I see. So, who are the person responsible to make the decision?
The one who are responsible to make decision, of course, is the education minister itself because all schools are under education ministry. So we hope that the education minister is not delaying the process for a bribe and make the decision as fast as possible and as soon as possible because it is so important for the schools. I want to ask you something. What is your comment about this problem?
My comments on this case, first, as a great leader, we have to be more responsible to handle a problem occur. It is the education minister have to be responsible to not delaying the process of supplying the food.
I see. But do you have any other solution to handle the problem?
To handle this problem, Sarah may have help from executive committee to have a discussion with the education minister for not delaying the process from them.
Yes, I do agree with you. But for the solution that you have tell just now, is there any advantages or disadvantages of it?
In this solution, the advantages is we can have a good communication with the education minister. Also, at the same time, we can have a good discussion to have a final decision from the education minister about this problem. It also have the disadvantages of it, which is one side maybe do not agree with the discussion that happened. So, Mio, what is your recommendation on your best solution to this problem?
Well, I love that question. Naza, for me personally, I think there are 5 ways or 5 solutions to this problem. firstly consult with the minister itself for not delaying the process, or else I think Sarah should report this matter of bribe to the authorities for further action against the minister itself. I think the minister will feel pressure and will not delaying the process. And secondly, I think should getting an approval from the Prime Minister itself rather than or instead of the Education Minister, because this is so important, and we can Sarah can complaining about the Minister of Education to the Prime Minister. So Prime Minister will take further action and might reshuffle the cabinet to change the Education Minister, and the new Education Minister will not delay the process, so it will the process will be smooth. Thirdly, I think Sarah should visit the local school to tell them why they can't distribute the food on their own. Yes, because they need help and we need help from others too, because so that the process will go smooth and fast without any interruption. And fourthly, I think Sarah should make a press conference. This is so important because she can using her power of social media such as Instagram, Facebook or Twitter to let others know about this issue all around the world. So public will know what is really happening right now in Papua New Guinea and might lend a help. We don't know, but I think this is so important. Last but not least, I think Sarah should report to the United Nations or UN to preserve international peace and stability, and also establish friendly and cooperative relation between the countries around the world. And negotiation between countries should be held to create rules, and both general and particular are anticipated during the UN negotiations. So as the conclusion, what I've learned from this case study too, I think you all need to be brave, even though it is involved VVIP or the minister of certain country. But I think we need to report to the authorities, because if it happens again, so others will get affected. And I think we need to be brave, because what is right and what is wrong is wrong. So we need to be brave, and we need to fight for the justice for the people.
My hope from this case study is I want the volunteer work must be more appreciated from any person, and do not see the volunteer as an enemy for them. Volunteering also a great job to do, which is we can help the person that in need. Also at the same time we can learn how to respect others.